And we're live. Sunday night yin. And we'll wait. Okay, for those of you watching this on the replay, you will need cushions or blocks or some sort of bolsters, pillows or something. So go grab yourself some of those. Find a nice comfy place for your practice. Good evening, whoever has just joined. How are you? Say hello, let me know who you are. Sue Tinkler and Claire. Did you enjoy the boxing this morning, girls? I think it was boxing today. I missed it today. I was doing my workout in the garden today. So, another nice day. So if you've got your cushions ready for your yin, so lots of pillows. Claire is ready for a nice chill session. Well, let's see what we can do. Oh, I haven't got any music tonight. Didn't bring any music tonight, so if you've got some nice chilly music, then put some nice vibes on for yourself. Hi Ruth. Hey, Sue Leslie is here. Yay, we got Sue Leslie in. Okay, so I'm just saying, get yourself some pillows, some bolsters or cushions, or just like lots of stuff, because you never know, you might need them or you might not. You certainly will need some for our first posture, and that is for sure. And yeah, and for the next one there as well. Someone's saying they can't see me. Am I online? So I will just answer this. Yes, I am online. Yes, just started live. Does anybody else have problems catching this when we go live? Refresh your page. Okay. So we are just on 6:30 now. Sandra. Hi Sandra. Love my yin class. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Hi Jan. Hey Ali. So these people who are on and say, Ali's watching or Jan's watching, I hope you're going to be doing. So just give it another minute for some people to hop on. I just keep saying it for those of you just coming in a little bit late. Jan says, where's Kathy? She is right next to me. Give me a hand. There she is. There she is. She needs to stay out of shot, but she is here. So Mum is joining me tonight, which is nice. So yeah, cushions, bolsters, pillows, whatever you need. Make sure you're going to be warm. So again, my really scruffy but comfy yoga pants on. Socks with holes in, no one's going to see apart from me and you, so that's okay. A nice snuggy jumper. So it kind of gets a bit chilly when we're lying still for a long time. If you want to do this practice on your bed, feel free to do so. So you might just want to rush off into your bedroom now. Hi Sue. So hey, Irene has got me. Finally live on Facebook. Well done Irene, bless you. You know, this lady Irene never had a Facebook account, and she literally got a Facebook account just so she could join us in our yoga sessions. So yeah, blessed to have you along Irene, thank you. What time are we? It's been a nice day, hasn't it? Thought we were going to have some rain today and we didn't. Okay, I've got no music tonight because last week I was a bit, oh, can you hear the music? Can't hear the music. So if you've got some nice sounds that you want to play on in the background, then you know, hopefully like just get them sorted. We are going to be working tonight with shoulders and upper back, so just some nice opening through the shoulders. Nothing at all to do with the fact that I've been doing some heavy duty gardening for the last couple of days. I need it, but there you go. No, so we've done hips. Last week we did like a whole over body one, and tonight we're going to be looking at the upper body. So our first practice is actually to open up the chest and the front of the body. So this is what I've got. I've got a really firm cushion. Okay, if you haven't got a firm cushion, you can build up like a little block. So you can take a few cushions, you can build up just something like this, but you also want something for your head to rest on. So this is going to be my one for tonight. So I'm going to take my firm cushion. It is going to sit on my upper back, so I'm going to have it kind of around the shoulder blades, the lower part of the shoulder blades, and that is going to rest on my cushion here. And then I'm going to take another cushion to rest my head on. Now if I just let my head come back, it feels a little bit crampy in the neck, so I'm going to take this on an angle so my head is supported as well. And then I'm going to bend the knees, bring the feet in. I've got phone so I can time it, stopwatcher. So bend the knees, feet to the floor, and then just let the knees drop open towards the floor. So we're going to get an inner thigh stretch, you're going to get hip opening, but also we've got this really nice supported back bend. So we are going to be here for 4 minutes. So again, your arms, wherever it feels comfortable. So if you're going to have the arms down by the sides, turn the palms up so to help roll back the shoulders. If you want to take the arms up over the head, just take hold of the wrists or the elbows and let the arms drop over the head. And again, this is going to give a little bit more of a stretch through the front of the body and up into the shoulders. Actually, this feels really nice for me, so I'm going to stay right here. If you feel you could do a little bit more of a back bend, then that headdress can come slightly lower. I'm just going to take this a little bit lower. Oh, that's better. Now I really feel this support in the upper back and opening across the chest. So let's talk a little bit about yin. So I think most of you that are going to be dropping in tonight have done some yin before with me or with others. So maybe there's going to be some people that watch this that have never done yin before, and you're going to be like, what are you doing? It's like lying around on the floor. So our yin practice has got several different challenges to a normal hatha practice. And one of those challenges is stillness. Because I know you're going to want to fidget about and move about, and every time we move we cause muscles to contract. And what we really want is for our muscles to relax. So just think about no movement, relaxing the muscles. So really use your breath. You can use this yin practice as a meditation. Well, all yoga practice you can use as a meditation. But our yin, there's going to be lots of silence and lots of stillness. So just bringing your awareness to your breath. And feeling the inhale and feeling the exhale. So the second thing we need to think about in our yin yoga is where or how deeply we take our stretches in each posture. So when you stretch really deeply, when you come into your maximum stretch, your muscles start to contract to protect the body from hurting themselves, so to protect the muscles from tearing. So they start to offer a bit of resistance when we stretch too far too quickly. So just knowing where your edge is, knowing where that point is, and moving away from there a little bit, just pulling back from there a little bit, just to give your body an opportunity to relax. So, you know, yeah, it's okay to be here, I can soften, rather than your body being a little bit scared that it's getting pushed too far. So you want to find a point where you feel like there's something going on, but where you can really relax into it as well. There's going to be times of discomfort, and that's where you're going to want to start to fidget and move. And that's really where we want to be focusing on the breath and really breathing into our postures nice and deep. I'm going to be moving about more than you because I need to keep an eye on my time. Okay, just got a few more breaths here. It wasn't bad timing for me. So a few more breaths right here. And if you hear some coughing in the background,
It's me.
it's Mum. And she always coughs, so it's nothing new. Oh, okay. Slowly we're going to start to move up. So it's just been just over 4 minutes there. So bringing the arms down if they're up over the head. Bringing those thighs together, and it's okay to groan right now, like, oh. Sometimes we feel these more when we come out than when we go in. And using the elbows and the hands just to help push us all the way up to seated. Hi Sarah, hi Sylvia. Okay, that is one of my favourite poses actually. I found it really nice opening across the front of the body, and if it really helps with any respiratory problems. So if anyone does have, you know, asthma or tightness in the chest, it just really helps open up the chest. So it's nice, and again with the knees open, really open up through those hips. So we're going to come over onto the hands and knees. So we've got a child's pose. So entirely your choice. You can keep the feet together and the knees together. I prefer here to take the knees wide as the mat, so my toes are still together. You can see toes together, knees are wide. Let the bum come towards the heels, so please just watch the knees. So you don't want to force your knees into any position they don't want to go in. If it feels too much on your knees, you can always put a cushion behind that knee crease and let your bum sit down towards the heels there. So bum is towards the heels, but we really want to open the front of the chest. So I'm going to take this nice firm cushion I've got, and we're going to rest the forearms. So now the elbows and the forearms are off the floor, so now we've got space to really allow the chest to sink down towards the floor. So you can tuck the chin in and rest the forehead on the floor, but because the forearms are lifted, you can really be heavy and let your chest sink down and forward. So we're going to be here for 3 minutes. So you should be feeling a nice stretch in the upper back, in front of the shoulders, front of the chest. If you feel you can go a little bit deeper, if this is not really getting into those points for you, or the knees feel too uncomfortable in this position, we've got a slightly different option where we can come up onto the knees, same position, knees are wider, and we walk the hands forward so the hips stay over the knees, so we don't sit the hips back on the bum and we don't bring them forward. I'm going to come this angle just so that you can see. Hips stay over the knees, and we walk the arms forward. So see this upper back bend here? So again, we're getting into the upper back, we're getting into the shoulders. It's much deeper stretch for the shoulders and the upper back, but it might feel a little bit better on the knees. So it's entirely up to you. I'm going to stay more with this child's pose and lifting the forearms off the floor. So we're 1 minute done. So again, I'll give some alternatives, but if you find that place, just see if you can stay there and rest. Take a few breaths. Let the neck relax. So we've got the challenge of trying to bring stillness to the body. We've got to find that little edge where we're not pushing too far, where we can allow the body to soften and relax. Then we've got the challenge of finding stillness in the mind. So really bring your focus to your breath. Really feel your breath, the inhale, the exhale. Listen to the sound of your breath. We've just got 1 more minute here. Few more breaths. and slowly moving out of this. So bending the elbows, bring the hands to the floor. Oh, moving this cushion or bolster, whatever you're using, just to one side. Oh, that felt like a really big stretch across my shoulders today. I hope you enjoyed that. Feels really nice. We're going to come up onto the hands and knees now. So again, I'm keeping my knees wider than the hips just to give some balance and support. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do before you move into it. So we're going to take the left arm, no, which way am I going to go? I'm going to go this way so you can see better. We're going to take the right arm underneath the left. It's called thread the needle. We've got a similar posture with the legs. So with the arms, right arm underneath the left, and bringing that right ear to the floor, the right cheek to the floor. I'm going to push down into this left hand just to wedge that right shoulder under a little bit more. And then I'm going to take this left hand up over the head. Don't want it coming in front of the face. Want it up by the ear as much as we can, and really reaching to the top of your mat. It's a big stretch in the shoulders and a little twist in the spine. Okay, so if you're not there already, up on the hands and knees a little bit wider for some balance. That right arm, palm is facing up, back of the hand to the floor. I'm going to slide it underneath the left arm, bring that right shoulder to the floor, bring the right ear to the floor, and then use that right hand to press down and just edge that right shoulder a little bit more. So you can be on your right ear, or maybe you can look a little bit higher towards the sky. I'm going to press go. And then with your left hand, we're going to reach the top of the mat. And that left arm in line with the ear. Now your shoulders might not be this open. You might need to bring your arm a little bit more in front of the face. But if you can, try and line up that upper arm with your left ear. So your face is free, you've got room to breathe. Ah, it's a massive stretch, and really feel this on the top part of that left arm. We're also getting this little spinal twist through the top of the spine. Open up the back of that right shoulder that's on the floor. Few breaths. So just here for 2 minutes. So you'll notice that we don't warm up with anything with a yin yoga. And that's because we don't want our muscles to be too warm and flexible, because yin yoga gets to those deeper places. It gets to the connective tissues, the fascia, ligaments, tendons. So if our muscles are too flexible, they will take all the stretch, and we want to go a little bit deeper than that. I know this is not the most comfortable posture to be in. Who wants to do a nice relaxing one tonight? I think that was Claire. This is not too relaxing, unfortunately, but it is really good for the shoulders and the upper body. A few breaths. I'm really feeling this in this left arm. Really feel like I need to move this left arm, but I'm just going to stay here with this discomfort. It's not painful, it's just getting uncomfortable. Just a few more seconds. And here we go. So bringing that right hand down towards the face. Wow. Take the hands into the floor. Push down and release that right hand out. Sorry, there's a left hand into the floor, was it? Right hand out. Oh, I get confused even when I go in the same direction as you. Aye, aye, aye. So that's a big stretch. The upper body, the upper spine, the shoulders are going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you're going to see the back of my head now. So we're going to take left arm and we're going to slide it underneath the right. We're going to bring that left shoulder to the floor. We're going to press the right hand down, see if we can squeeze that shoulder under any further. And we're onto the left ear. And then your right hand, where you're going to take it over the head towards the top of the mat, and we're reaching towards the top of the mat. Few breaths. again, just notice where you're holding on to tension. Hope you can hear me looking away from the camera. So it might not be in the obvious places. It might be somewhere like your jaw. You might be holding tension in your forehead, the jaw muscles. Notice the tongue. Try and relax the tongue. The toes, the fingers. Just a few breaths. This is the most complicated posture, by the way. Once this is done, it's all plain sail and relaxation from here. Just try and make sure that weight is even in both knees, that we're not toppling one side or the other. Nearly there, just a few more seconds. And we're done. Bringing this right hand down towards the face, pressing into the right palm, lifting the head, sliding that left shoulder through. Whoa. It's a big stretch. You probably found that one side was more easier than the other side. Okay, we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. And we're going to take a little Sphinx pose. So, first of all, you need to watch your lower back. So if you feel like there's any pinching happening in your lower back, you're going to press the pubic bone down towards the floor just to create some length in the lower back. So think the tops of the thighs, the toenails, the pubic bone down into the floor is lengthened down the lower back. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders and the shoulder distance apart. So you don't want your elbows out to the sides of the mat. They're tucked into the body as if you're trying to grip your rib cage with the elbows. And your hands are flat on the floor. This might feel enough or too much for some of you. If this feels too much in the back for some of you, bring the elbows a little bit further forward, bring more of the chest towards the floor. We're still getting that nice upper back bend, just a little bit lower. Okay, I'm going to press go, and we are going to be here for, how long am I going to be here for? 3 minutes. So, there's a little bit of activity here. We can't relax too much in this posture because we really want to move deeper into it. So imagine that you're trying to drag your elbows back towards your hips. This is going to draw your heart forward and up and your shoulder blades together and back. So shoulder blades squeezing together, let them drop down towards the hips. Don't dump into your lower spine. Keep the lower spine long by pressing the pubic bone down into the floor and really lengthen the neck, lifting up through the crown of the head. A few breaths here. This is quite an active pose. Normally our yin postures are more about trying to relax into a posture, but here we need to sort of activate quite a lot of muscles. So the neck is long, no strain on the neck. You can let the head drop down, chin into the chest if that feels better. But just think all the time about your heart moving forward and up and your shoulders moving back and down. Remember, you can come a little bit lower if you want to. Just move the elbows further forward, not out to the side. A few breaths. So we're halfway there, so you can stay here, or if you feel like you can take this a little bit more in the spine, if you've got a bit more flexibility there, I'm going to take my hands to the corners of the mat. I hope you can see that, not just out of screenshot. So I'm going to take my hands to the corners of the mat, I'm going to push down into the hands and lift the elbows up off the floor. Shoulders are back. Now if this feels too much in your lower back, come back down onto the elbows. Here, again, we want to lengthen out the lower back, so I'm pressing pubic bone into the floor, shoulders back and down, neck is long. If it feels too much, come down onto the elbows. So funny, I was following a friend of mine, some of you will know, Nicole Stone, and she was doing a Facebook live class, and I was following, and she kept saying, I'm just going to turn around so I can see you. And it's so hard as a teacher not being able to see our students there and what they're doing. But I'm looking into the camera and I'm kind of trying to visualise watching all of you there. Last breath. Oh, come down onto the elbows. Oh, and let the elbows come out to the sides and just rest the forehead on the back of the hands. Relax the thighs, relax the bum. I bet you some of you are really tensing your bum muscles right now, so relax those bum muscles. Now I'm going to go the opposite direction. So we've just done a lot of bringing the shoulder blades back and together and down. This time we want to widen and broaden them across the back. So again, we're going to start on the elbows. Elbows close to the body. I'm going to cross the left arm across the body and the right arm in front. So just propped up on the elbows with the forearms crossed in front. And then we're going to start to walk the fingers away from each other, side to side. So I'm going to do a little bit. Right arm moving to the left, left arm moving to the right, right arm moving to the left arm moving to the right. So you're going to stretch, 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 stretch. So this is called bow tie pose. So your arms, your upper arms are crossed at the top. The closer you have them into the body, the bigger the stretch is going to be. So if you have them further away, so they're up by the chin there, you're not going to get quite as intense a stretch. So I like to tuck mine right in, really wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Now I need to try and get hold of my phone for the timer. Oh, that'll be this funny little move. Okay, I'm here for 2 minutes. So again, this is a big stretch across the back of the shoulders. So shoulder blades are widening, but also really stretching this deltoid muscle. So it's this big round muscle at the top of the shoulders. So often we'll be stretching, you can stretch triceps quite easily. But this muscle here is a little bit harder to really get into with a stretch. So this is nice. You might feel this traveling down the upper arm, but you might not feel it at all. You can rest the chin on the arms there. That's quite nice. Really just breathing into it. Remember, any pinching in your lower back, just pressing the pubic bone into the floor, lengthen the lower back. Try not to squeeze your bum, just notice where you're holding on to tension. Notice the toes, the thigh muscles, the bum. Relax the jaw. Few more seconds here, one more breath. And then we need to untie our bow tie. So take the weight into one elbow and the other. Just bring those arms back. Oh, then we need to do the other way. I know. So your right forearm is now going to come behind your left. And then we are going to do a little movement across, so that right arm reaching to the left, left arm reaching to the right, right arm to the left arm to the right. So we've got another little bow tie, and we've got another 2 minutes on this side, so it's going to feel different now. So relax the neck, no tension in the neck. Just take a moment to check over the body, notice how it feels. So remember, discomfort is normal. We will feel discomfort in some of these poses. That is absolutely normal. But don't mistake discomfort for pain or pain for discomfort. If you're feeling any pain, and that's normally a burning or pinching sensation, then we need to move out, particularly here. If you're feeling any pain in your lower back, then we need to move out. If it's just discomfort, if it just feels tight, compressed, press the pubic bone into the floor, lengthen the lower back. We don't want any pain in the neck. Let's take these nice breaths. This is the last one on the belly. We're going to come back onto the back after this one. Got a few more breaths just here. And the last few seconds, last breath. Oh, okay. Now we start to bring the arms back to centre. Oh, your mum's stifling a groan next to me there. It's like, oh, it's a great stretch though, isn't it? You should really feel this in the shoulders and the upper arms. Okay, we've got one big move now where we're going to come over onto the back. So, pressing onto the knees. Coming over onto the bum. And you're going to need your support cushions for a nice supported bridge. So I'm just going to turn slightly to an angle here so that you can see. And I put a little blanket on the floor because the floor is cold. Mum's just called me a wimp. Oh well. So, our supported bridge. So we're coming down onto the back, knees are bent, quite close to you. And I'm going to take, again, my nice heavy cushion, sounds like a drum, doesn't it? And I'm going to lift my bum, so press down into the feet, lift the hips high, and take your cushion or your block or whatever you've got underneath the hips. So you want this on that flat bone at the back of the hips. You don't want it sitting in the small of the back, and you don't want it just underneath the bum. So you want it at the back of the hips. I'm going to check that I'm not going to kick Mum in the face for straightening my legs. So here again we've got a nice supported back bend. So you can adjust the height of your cushion. So if this feels really too intense, bring it down a little bit, maybe just use one soft pillow. You're still going to get a little supported back bend. It's absolutely perfect. Or a rolled up towel is another prop, or a rolled up blanket is another prop that you can use. If you're more flexible in your spine and in your hip flexors, then you might be able to really build it up so you get nice high support there. So I could probably come a little bit higher, but I'm just going to keep it at this for tonight. Again, your upper body, do whatever feels good with the arms. You can have the hands on the belly, you can take the palms up to the sky, you can bring the arms over the head. I've just got hold of the elbows, let the elbows drop to the floor. It's going to open up a little bit more the front of the body. And those legs, if it feels comfortable to straighten those legs out, I think I've just stood on Mum's foot. If it feels comfortable to straighten those legs out, straighten them out. And then we've got a little bit more intensity in that back bend, but we've also got this stretch through the hip flexors and the quadriceps. Right, let's go. We are going to be here for, shall we do 4 minutes? Let's do 4 minutes. So just let those shoulder blades settle down into the floor. If you've got your legs straight and you start to feel some unpleasant sensations in your lower back, please then just take the feet back to the floor. Yeah, even you can take the feet wide and let the knees drop in to support each other. Now that really opens up the sacral joint at the back. Okay, or you can bring the feet or the legs into the same position that we started in, which is soles of the feet together, let the knees drop open. So there's really a lot of variations here that you can do with the legs and the arms. I like to straighten my legs out so that I get more of a stretch through the quads and hip flexors. I know you can't see, it looks like I'm all hunched up here because my chin has disappeared into my neck, only because I've got this high neck jumper on. Hey, why when it comes to yin yoga, I really like to be all snuggled up, like to have my nice woolly jumpers on and socks and blankets around me. Normally I like a little soft light and incense candles going. But we're getting into those longer nights, isn't it beautiful? Few breaths right here. So notice it might feel really comfortable when you start in these postures, and then after a few seconds, all of a sudden you might not realise, but just check in with your body and you may have started to tense up in some places. So just breathing in, really use that exhale to soften. Your exhale just allows everything to melt. Few breaths. So we've got the supported bend, back bend. We've got opening of the whole of the front of the body. Depends on where position of your legs. And stretching through the quads, the groin, the lower belly, the abdomen. Open up through the front of the rib cage. So you've got 4 minutes here, and we have done over 3. Okay. About 30 seconds to go. One more breath. And then to move out, we're going, if the arms are over the head, just bring those arms down. If your legs are straight, just bending those knees, bringing the feet back to the floor. Push down into the feet, lift the hips, take that support cushion away from you. Take it over to one side. Let the hips come down to the floor, and bring the knees in to the chest and give them a little hug. Have a little rock side to side. Maybe you can bring yourself up into a tight little ball. So I'm going to lift my head, shoulders off the floor, just trying to take my nose up towards my knees. And relaxing all the way back down. So you're going to finish with a little spinal twist. So it's creating some space next to me. I'm going to let both knees, so I'm going to keep one knee stacked on top of the other if we can. I'm going to drop them over to the right. So taking both knees down to the right. Now, if it's not comfortable for you, you can always take a cushion or a block underneath those knees. So if they don't come all the way to the floor, then give them some support, let them rest on a cushion. most important thing here is not getting your knees to the floor. I'm trying to find my phone. It's not getting your knees to the floor. Press go. It is keeping your left shoulder on the floor. So your knees are dropping over to the right, your left shoulder stays on the floor. If you let your shoulder lift off, you're going to lose all of that delicious twist in your spine. So the shoulder stays down on the floor. You can spread the arms out shoulder height, palms down onto the floor, or you can bring them goalpost arms. So elbows in line with the shoulders and the backs of the hands are on the floor. This is actually really nice and it's a good way to keep this shoulder down. The higher you bring your knees up towards your right shoulder, so the closer you scoop them into the body, the higher up the spine you're going to twist. So if that feels too much, just let your knees drop away a little bit, bring them a little bit lower. It's so hard not being able to see people and what they're doing and just making those little adjustments for people so they can really get the best into the best posture that they can. So I'm trusting that you know what I'm talking about, and if you do find any difficulty understanding any of my instructions or not really understanding the posture we're in, please drop me a message in the comments. You know, other people might be thinking the same as well. So you know, if you think after I wasn't really sure what you were doing, then replay the video and then drop me a message at the right place and say exactly what you mean here, Dion, and I'll try and explain. Okay, how long have we had? So good to twist. I'm going to do 2 minutes here. And we are, okay, so bring those knees back to center. Oh, that feels good. Just give the spine a moment to soften, to relax. And then letting both knees drop over to the left. So right knee stacks on top of left knee, right shoulder stays on the floor. Remember, if the knees don't touch the floor, pop a little cushion underneath them, give them some support. If it feels too much on the hips, you might want to place a cushion in between the knees as well, just to give that right hip some support. Because I know anyone that suffers with hip problems, sometimes this can feel a little bit too much on the hip when we come over with the knees together, so it always helps to open. Okay, so right shoulder is on the floor. Take those knees as high up the body as feels comfortable for you to really get nice into that twist. Few breaths in and out through the nose. That's our last posture. Maybe some of you have fallen asleep right now, that's okay. Just taking a last breath here. And if you're still with me, bringing those knees back to center. Oh, just let the spine readjust, realign. You can hug those knees in, have a little rock, side to side. And feel free now, particularly if you're in a nice comfortable area. Maybe you've practiced your yin yoga on the bed tonight, maybe in a nice cozy room. You might just want to take your relaxation here if you're not relaxed enough. So you can bring the legs out straight, let the feet drop open, bring the arms down next to the sides, and just take in a few breaths. I look like I've just woken up now. It's nice, those final spinal twists, really nice to open up the spine. So I hope you enjoyed your yin class tonight. Look at the stage. You know, a few years ago I'd have been horrified just to have a photograph on Facebook, and now here I am Sunday afternoon, no makeup, not done a lot with my hair. Oh, never mind, it's only you and me, isn't it? It's only us. So hope you enjoyed your yin. Hope you feel all opened and stretched out through the shoulders and the upper back. Have a lovely night's sleep tonight. Yin yoga always kind of instills a really nice restful sleep, certainly for me, so I hope it does for you. And if you are going to be joining me tomorrow, I will be back at 10 o'clock Monday to Friday for some hatha yoga. So stay happy, stay healthy, take care. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.